what has it been for me during the pandemic? It definitely hasn't changed much in terms of my creative process. I'm usually in the house creating. I'm a real do-it-yourself at the crib, minimalist type of creative. So I'm not always at the big studio. So in that regard, it's pretty much been business as usual. I guess where that changes is where I draw a lot of my inspiration from, and that's going out doing the day-to-day stuff in a normal manner that I'd be used to, like going to kickbacks, going on dates, that kind of thing. And because of the COVID restrictions, that's been a limited process since all of the restrictions kind of began. So it's kind of forced me to dig a little deeper, kind of recall old circumstances and revisit them and map out my thoughts and how I want to discuss them in my music a little bit differently. Other than that, it hasn't been much different. I think personally, I guess that's a form of growth. It's making me be more introspective in, failed relationships and, problems that I have with old friends and that kind of thing. Kind of just revisiting and learning yourself and trying to unpack a lot of that trauma and figure out what's going on with you. And so in that regard, I guess it's been a lot of growth. A lot of looking inside, but for the better, because I feel like we all have to do this at some point right now, except for the people that's going to go kick it and party in, the Atlantas and the Texas regardless. But, that's a whole other conversation. But I've really kind of appreciated this time. It's forced everybody to slow down and pay attention to the things that matter. I think for me to help find peace in all the chaos is just focusing on what I can control. Trying to contribute in ways that inform other people of the processes. I know a lot of my friends and I have sat down and tried to become more well-versed in like the processes of voting, more well-versed in the processes of local legislation, and at least identifying who those players are. Like, I can admit that I've never been one that's really been fully invested in politics. But stuff is so blatant to the point where it's like, well, we're all trying to find new solutions. It's like you have to do things that you haven't always done, and you got to step outside of those boundaries and those boxes and really figure out ways that you can impact your community in a way that's going to outlast you. And so I think that's mainly and most importantly what this time is kind of giving myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people, is just focus on what matters and then finding your little piece of peace during the day. So mine comes during my workouts, during my creative time where I'm actually making music. Those are my parts of the day where I'm like, okay, the world might be crazy, but everything's cool right here. I got a series coming up. It's called Sangria with Soul. I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to give people an opportunity to see, get a little feel for my personality if they don't follow me and my craziness on social media. But it's basically going to be me pairing my favorite songs off of Take Your Time with some of my favorite sangria recipes. So I think it'll be cool. Yeah. So, fellas, tune in. If you got a little lady with you, this is good to keep in the arsenal on date night. Is a good sangria recipe. And, I'm sure ladies just enjoy, good sangrias. So I think it'll be cool.